And when he helps me achieve my goals and my dreams, I love him more. And we fortify it more. Because, you know, if I give up on my goals and my dreams, and I give up on myself, how can I fight for anybody else? How can I fight for him? How can I fight for the kids? I have got to give my goals and dreams a shot. And I need my partner to help me, because I can't do it on my own. I can only go so high on your own. The whole purpose of our relationship, other than love and children and, you know, is to help each other achieve heightened levels of success. So the transition to the teen years was a little challenging, especially when it first happened, because my experience was they're so excited to see you, they're so lovable, you're the greatest thing in the world, and it almost seems like overnight I was getting the eye rolls and like, you know, not wanting to hang out with me. And the worst part was wait, before I say that, but I didn't say that. The best worst part was that like Grant was still cool with them, and I was like, that sucks for me, but great for them because he's a great father. But it killed me. And then I had another epiphany cognition, and I looked at it and I said, you know, what is my role as a mother? Like, is my role to validate myself and my self-worth based on how they feel about me? Am I like really that shallow that I'm basing how I am in life on whether they like me or not? And then I looked at how unfair that was, because when they didn't like me, I copped an attitude and was like, made them a little wrong for whatever was going on for them to make them feel that way about me. And it was creating this friction. And then I realized, wait a second, my role as a mother is very similar to how I am with Grant. It's to create an environment that sets them up to flourish and prosper and become contributing, happy members of society. That's my role. It doesn't say in there for me, on this epiphany, oh, and they have to like me the whole time. I have to create this environment so that they can be enriched and so that they are completely set up to be happy, contributing members of society. If I did that, I did my job as a mother. Like, that's, what else is there? Like, that's the role for mankind, right? So when I had that epiphany, I stopped making them wrong for the eye rolls and for the this and the that, and I just allowed them and granted them the beingness to feel whatever way they wanted to. And so in that, I said, look, here's the parameter, here's the circle, you know, these are the rules, because I don't believe in you know, punishing somebody or giving them consequences when they didn't know the rules. I don't think that's fair. So if they do that and they never knew, they get a warning and then they get told. But I say, look, in this petri dish, you can create, do whatever you want, but if you cross this line, these are the conditions and the consequences. It sucks for me to have to enforce them when they do cross the line, but I do because that's my role. And so I tell them, look, you will have the consequences. I will not be angry at you. I'm not going to be angry at you, because you have the freedom to make your own choices, and in life you are going to make mistakes, and you have to cross a line to understand when you cross the line. So I know it's going to happen, but when it does happen, again, I still love you, I'm not mad at you, but here's the consequences. So now everyone knows the rules of the game. And so, you know, I tell them now, look, this is my role, I'm here to help you. I'll give you advice when you want it. Otherwise, here's how we play the game. You can talk to me. If you want feedback, I'll give you feedback. And if you just want me to be a friend and listen, I'm willing to do that as well. That was hard for me. But what ended up happening is now they want me in their lives. I had a 2-hour phone call with my daughter like a few months ago. I was like, who is this person? Like, she wanted to talk to me because I wasn't doing this other thing that I was doing to her, you know? And so I have a thing like, you know, where a parent should be a parent, and I had been thinking they should be a parent and not a friend, but there is a nice blend of where you can actually be both. And that's where, and I'm not perfect at it, and I'm still not perfect at it, but I think I'm winning. I'm in a winning mode right now where I feel really good, and our kids are thriving, and I think, you know, if I ruin them, we won't know that until if and when I ruin them, but for now, I think I'm winning. Right now, I think I'm winning, and if they do get ruined, you know, at least I can say I ruined them and not the school system or not this person or that person, or, you know, I can own that, and I'm willing to bet on myself that I do more good than harm. Yeah. Okay, so
out a slightly different part. You answered quite a lot of it, but I'm wondering if there are ways that you sort of swear by as the intentional steps that you take to instill these Empire and 10X concepts in your home, in your children, that you're already seeing how they will have them be definitely little Elena, little Grant when they walk out into the world.
Yeah, there's a number of things we've done, you know. One, since they were really young, like pretty much before anyone would assume that they could actually comprehend, like before they could actually speak young, I indoctrinated them on who we are. We're Team Cardone. We want to help people. We want to make a difference for the better. I told them, your parents are superheroes. They were like, you're superheroes. Like, they were so excited. I was like, yep. Do you want to be a superhero too? And they were like, yes. Oh my God, what do I have to do? And I said, look, understand that this is how we help people. We speak to people. We're this, we do that. So when we have to be on the road, or if we have to ever leave you, what you could do is you can be at home, you can actually take care of the nannies, make sure the house is okay, that we don't have attention on you, so that we can help people. When you do that for us, you're actually helping those people too. So now they get to be involved and get to be a contributing member of the group, and they're not discounted for being irrelevant and not matter little kids that don't have a voice, even though they didn't actually, you know, could speak at that time. So it's amazing how much they understand. So they were raised with that mindset of they are contributing, and they do matter, and they are allowed to contribute in their way. So even when, as hard as it would be, they want to put my makeup on when I'm late to running to the office, and I would have to sit there, grit and bear it, and be a few minutes late. That's their way of contributing. They're like saying, thank you for this life I have. Let me make you happy. But a lot of families will say, no, stop it, I don't have time. And then boom, they reach, and you're killing their reach. And you're saying, you're not important, you're not this, you're not that. You know, if they get on the computer, they see you on the computer all the time, and then they come over and they want to smack your computer. Instead of smacking their hand, look at it from, oh, they're contributing. They want to help, you know, because they're not trying to destroy your lives, you know. And so they've been allowed to contribute as a family member and encouraged for that. So they're not going to grow up with a scarcity mindset. Many people say, aren't you worried about spoiling your kids? I don't think you can spoil any kid with love. We give them a tremendous amount of love. And I don't think you can spoil a kid as long as they're in exchange with you. Meaning they're getting to give you something, whether it's from when they're really little in the form of a smile, or like a play or something they put on for you, or they're allowed to contribute. And so our kids emptied out their bank accounts to be able to pay for the plane that they ride in. You know, I think it was like $50 at the time. They were young, but they take ownership in the fact that they gave it all away. You know, when they come to us and they want the new this or the new phone or the new this, it's never no. Why is it no? Yes, I think this is a fabulous idea. How do you want to create that? How do you want to make that happen? We've got you can go sit in with Ryan and make phone calls and raise money for Cardone Capital. That's one way. You can go sell 5 Diamond GrowthCon tickets. You can, you know, go empty, when they were here, they used to empty all the trash cans of every single employee that was here. Now we're spread out. How do you want to do it? You know, because they shouldn't be told no. Why? So we would allow them to create things. So in our house, they understand, and they're on payroll. They're on payroll. All of their money goes directly that they earn into Cardone Capital. But they work here. They shoot videos, they speak at the growth conferences, they help with 10X Kids, they help with all of our events, so they're on a payroll. That goes to Cardone Capital, and the cash flow from Cardone Capital is what they live on every month. So they understand I am to provide them with food and shelter and clothes, but not designer clothes. So they only get like designer clothes on their birthdays and at Christmas. And any other time, they can spend their Cardone cash flow money and save up and see how long it takes to actually pay for a $300 shirt, you know, on their own. So they understand, and they do try to rack up at Christmas and their birthdays. But actually not so much, because sometimes even at Christmas, if I have given them too much, they feel uncomfortable with it. So they want to be an exchange, and that's something that we've taught them from a very young age, to be an exchange. And they don't want to be thought of as spoiled kids, and they're not, you know, and so, yeah, they've been, I mean, I can go on, it's a big subject, but lastly, I'll just say they've never been brought up to fear people. Grant and I have encouraged them to talk to strangers, because strangers, when you grow up in life, have everything that you need, you know, like you're taught not to do business with your family and your friends, who else is there, you know, but it was my job as a parent to make the environment safe so that they could talk to people, because I had an eye on them, or a security person, or this or that. It's my job to make the environment safe. And so, you know, they've been taught to be able to walk up to somebody and look at an adult in the eyes and introduce themselves and not have that fear. And again, lastly, I'll just say, you know, the way I've raised them is you are to respect adults, but at the same time, if they're giving you information that's not true for you, it's not true for you. You don't have to believe everything that they say. I just need you to respect adults, you know? And so we have that agreement. Yeah. Okay, one here, and then I'll come back to you.